Hey y'all, I'm Sarah Wall in the Fox 10 newsroom. Thanks so much for joining us today as we go in depth. And today we're actually talking about Mardi Gras and the fact that Mobile is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. Now we know this, right? We here on the Gulf Coast know this, but now there's a push being made for the rest of the country to know it too. There's a resolution in the works to make sure everybody is aware that Mobile is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. We're going to take a look at that and also kind of the fun that's been going on between New Orleans and Mobile for quite some time. We have a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right in. And the first thing that we want to get to is the fact that this resolution that is happening here is happening right in the thick of Mardi Gras season, right? We're in deep gras. We're heading into the final weekend of Mardi Gras season with parade after parade after parade and balls and all kinds of fun things happening. A super busy time here across the Gulf Coast. Well, right now, not only is Mardi Gras in full swing, but so is the push to make sure that everybody knows that Mardi Gras started right here where we are. There are efforts underway in Washington, D.C. to federally recognize Mobile as the birthplace of Mardi Gras. Congressman Barry Moore and Shamari Figures introduced a resolution affirming Mobile's significance and celebrating the city's role in establishing this iconic tradition. Mardi Gras has been a defining part of Mobile's culture for more than 3 centuries. According to historians, Mobile established the first mystic society or crew dating back decades before New Orleans claimed the celebration as its own. Cart Blackwell is the curator of the Mobile Carnival Museum. He says this finally brings the port city the recognition that it deserves.
It would give further spotlight to our wonderful city, the fair city of Mobile, and all that we contribute to our region and the United States, because Mobile is the mother of mystics. We are the birthplace of a modern-day American carnival. Now we have over 80 active mystic societies, so we got the ball rolling.
Absolutely, the ball rolling, starting in Mobile. And, you know, it's something that's been talked about a lot. Many historians already recognize Mobile as the original home in Mardi Gras in Alabama. But this resolution, according to officials, would recognize and ensure that history is officially acknowledged at the national level and that it still, you know, is something that everybody needs to know. It does still need to be voted on and approved. We're going to take a look at that resolution in just a minute. But I also think it's fun to talk about some of the things that have gone on over the years between Mobile and New Orleans. This is about 10 years ago. I think this was 2015. One of the things that we saw were these billboards that went up around the Gulf Coast. That one actually went up in the New Orleans area. And going back a while, right, it's kind of a comical feud that we had going on there for a while between the mayors of Mobile and New Orleans. This is when Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimson was the mayor of Mobile and Mitch Landrieu was the mayor of New Orleans. They battled it out on Twitter. They talked about who could host the best Mardi Gras. They talked about where Mardi Gras started. But it all started with that billboard that you saw just there on your screen. Let me bring it up for you again so you can see what we're talking about here. It all began with this billboard that Alabama Tourism bought in New Orleans, telling folks that they were only 114 miles away from America's original Mardi Gras. Well, the mayors got involved in all of this, and Mayor Stimson, former Mayor Sandy Stimson, back in 2015, actually made a proclamation, and this is what he had to say.
I was in touch with the mayor of New Orleans earlier this morning, and we've allowed them permission to continue on.
Right? Good fun to be had there, and all in good-natured fun. And they went back and forth, and even, you know, Mayor Landrieu saying that Alabama should stick to college football and all kinds of things going back and forth. So it has been fun to see. And just so y'all know, this is something that the city put out here, like, you know, going back to 2015. Mayor Stimson reclaims Mobile's title as the birthplace of Mardi Gras. So this is when they put up those, you know, billboards and had a lot of fun with it as well. But now things are getting a little bit serious, right? Because there is this resolution that has been put forth by Representatives Barry Moore and Representative Shamari Figures of Alabama. And when you read this press release from Barry Moore, he put it out, Representative Moore, you can see that all of Alabama's congressional delegation really weighs in on this, and they all have a say about it, right? So the main thing here that they want to make sure happens is that Mobile is recognized as the birthplace of Mardi Gras, and affirming that Mobile is where the party started, right? They say it started more than 300 years ago, and people have celebrated in Mobile with parades and balls and community marking the close of Carnival and the beginning of Lent. And it goes on to see, they talk to each one of these congressmen here, and as they talk about it, each one of them kind of lays out, or, Congress folks, because we have Representative Sewell here, of course, too, but lays out for us why they believe and why people need to remember that Carnival, Mobile is that all go together as being the first place to do it. So this is the resolution that they put forward. It needs to be voted on still. Like, they can't move forward until it is voted on. So there's still some things that need to happen. The measure still has to be voted on and approved before it becomes official. But these questions have been going on back and forth and back and forth. This is history.com. First Mardi Gras, not in New Orleans, question mark. And this one kind of talks about, it goes back and forth depending on who you talk to, depending on whether you factor in that New Orleans wasn't founded until a certain time, and Mobile was already founded, etc., etc. But you look here and you can see that Mobile has always and will always claim to be the birthplace of Mardi Gras, because of course we are. We had the first Mardi Gras celebration in the port city. It goes all the way back to 1703 in the port city, and then it was revived after the Civil War when citizen Joe Kane, fed up with post-war misery, led an impromptu parade down the city streets, and then we have been doing it ever since, and it's a fun thing that happens every year. This year it happens to be a little bit early, January 30th to February 17th. So you can see here all of the excitement that happens in Mobile. And I will say that I looked up New Orleans, and New Orleans does try to kind of lay some claim here with some Mardi Gras, originations here as well. But going back to what happened in Mobile, we know that the first official Mardi Gras celebration happened in Mobile, and it's lots of fun going on for us across the area. That billboard, by the way, that woman in New Orleans that stopped to snap a picture of it, the one that we were talking about a little earlier, and she said that when she read it out loud, you're 114 miles away from America's original Mardi Gras. There have been a lot of fun that they've been having because of that. But this is something we're going to be continuing to follow, because how fun is it that they're actually going to have this resolution out there that is going to lay claim and make sure everybody knows that Mardi Gras started in Mobile. And, even without an official resolution in place as of yet, Mardi Gras has a big impact on Mobile, and a lot of people are coming. People from around the country have made their way to Mobile for celebrating Mardi Gras. And the season is we're seeing some big impacts from this season every year, including this year. Mobile police estimate more than 400,000 people have attended parades over the last couple of weeks. And keeping in mind, now we roll into Deep Gras, where we have parades today through Fat Tuesday, and they roll back to back, and all kinds of fun, right? Visit Mobile says Mardi Gras typically brings $300 million into the port city. And for the first time in more than 20 years, Amtrak is running around the Gulf Coast. And they've added an extra passenger car during Mardi Gras, which many feel has brought more visitors than normal. Here's what they said.
It's been more people than I thought. I mean, they will get off the train just a block away, and they start walking the street.
We are seeing that ridership has really been a significant factor in getting people into the city. We're, getting messages from people that are excited to come in for the first time.
And that is so fun, right? That there are people that are coming into the city and are excited to come for the first time, kind of giving them a new way to get to the city. Visit Mobile says it's already been a successful carnival season, and of course, expecting a lot more people to come into the area as we roll into the last big weekend for the Mardi Gras season this year. And they come to see things like this, right? The Clydesdales are in town, y'all. They're going to be here. They're going to be participating in some parades. They are in town to help celebrate Mardi Gras. These are the Budweiser Clydesdale horses, and they're participating in several Mardi Gras parades. They're actually participating in 4. There's one, they start today, so they're going to be in the Stripers Parade tonight, the Mystic Stripers tonight, then the Crew of Columbus Parade on Friday. They're also taking part in the Joe Kane procession on Sunday, and then the Order of Athena Parade, which rolls, it's the first parade to roll on Fat Tuesday in the morning. But you won't just be able to see them at the parades. You can also actually go see them where they are. They're going to be at the USS Battleship Memorial Park, and you'll be able to see them, for the next couple of days through Saturday from 10 until 3. The viewings are free, but it does cost you $5 per car to get into Battleship Memorial Park, and it also costs you $30 for RVs. I think the Clydesdales are absolutely fabulous, and I think it is so fun that they are in town, and I look forward to them every year. They are majestic and so big, and they're just absolutely fantastic. So that taking apart, joining all of our floats and our local bands and all the fun things that we already have, we have the Clydesdales in town as well. Now, not only does Mobile host a great Mardi Gras every year with all these people coming through to revel and have fun and enjoy the party, Mobile is also a place where people train because, of course, being the birthplace of Mardi Gras, we know what we're doing, right? So public safety was front and center this Mardi Gras season, as it always is. Every year, Mobile police bring in several outside agencies to help during the Mardi Gras season. Those agencies had the chance to brush up on their skills. That includes escorting floats and motorcycle duties. While the training is a major focus, officials tell us that fellowship with the other agencies is also really important.
It's a lot of fun. It gives us that camaraderie that we have in law enforcement, particularly motor units from across the nation. And so we get an opportunity to come across the bridge from Mississippi to have a little fun with our brothers over here in Mobile.
Which is great, right? We train people all over, they go back all over the country. We do it with horses and the mounted patrols and all of that as well, because it really takes a special police officer, a special motorcycle, all of that with a horse rider and everything to be able to handle the crowds and the noise and all, things floating through the air. So the fact that people come here to train also shows our status as being, the primo #1 place for Mardi Gras. Police tell us the most important part of their job is to keep everything running on schedule from the time they escort floats to the parade route until the time that they make it back. So very important when they are out on the streets, making sure that everybody stays safe, and they are doing that training. So as we roll into a big weekend of Mardi Gras, we're going to talk about the parade schedule here in just a second, but just wanted to remind you that there are a lot of things that you need to remember. We talk about parking all the time, right? So make sure you watch out for those gold and purple parking signs, and make sure that you know the rules and the safety tips and things like that. Like once the barricades are up, don't cross the barricades. Make sure that with your children, if you want to put like a little card on there, an identification card in with them, just in case they get separated from you, because it does get so crowded. The different times for parades, and again, the parking and transportation. We talked about this a little earlier, kind of gearing up for Mardi Gras, but just giving you an idea of where you can park. This is a map that the city puts out. All of those P's in different places are parking that is available as we head into this big weekend. Remember, if your car gets towed, it's going to go to the temporary impound lot, and that's where you'll have to go to get it out. If your car is not gotten out by that time, then you are going to have to go to downtown or go to the main impound lot to pick it up. You can also, when you do this, you can also pay online here, right? Let me open that back up again, just so you know. If you're heading downtown, you can pay online. Like you can hit some of these different parking places and kind of click on them and see what's going on. They'll tell you how much it costs, et cetera, so you can be really well prepared when you go downtown for Mardi Gras. Remember, these are the signs to look out for. Anything that's purple and gold like that, no parking 2 hours before, during, or after a parade. And if your car gets towed, it's going to be right here at this temporary impound lot until they move it. If you don't go pick it up, then they will move it for you. But it's under the I-10 overpass on Water Street near Canal Street. It closes on parade nights at 10 o'clock. If you don't pick it up, then they're going to take it to their lot on Virginia Street. And of course, you are going to have to pay to get it out, right? So good things to remember when we're talking about parking, to make sure it is a good experience for all of you. And then following, of course, all the rules and safety tips as we head into this big weekend as well. Vehicles and parking, and making sure that you understand about lost children, 311, all those rules and regulations we talk about all the time, going in groups, parking in well-lit areas, all of that as well. Okay, so one of the things that we also wanted to take a look at, we've got some different routes of parades as we head into the next couple of days, right? So there are a lot of parades that are rolling, and there are several different routes. Like, for example, the MOTs roll on Route H, which is happening, they roll on Saturday night. So just making sure that you understand the different parade routes so that you make sure that you find a spot that you want to be at so that you're around when the parade goes by you, right? So when we take a look here at the different parade routes, you can see, I was just trying to pull up, see the Mystics of Time, they're on Route H, and this is what Route H looks like, and it's a good map for you here on the City of Mobile's website. Also, you can go to our website, fox10tv.com. We have everything you need to know about Mardi Gras. Not only do we have information about how things have been going along the way, we also have information about our Mardi Gras Float Tracker app. Y'all, this is awesome. When you're heading to a parade in downtown Mobile and you're trying to figure out where is the parade right now, where do I want to park, where do I want to sit, the Fox 10 Float Tracker app lets you know the parade route, it lets you know the weather, it lets you know the schedule, all of that information right there on our free Fox 10 Mardi Gras Float Tracker app, and you can download that and you can use it. Also, on our app you have the parade schedule, but we also have the parade schedule right here on our website. So scrolling down, you can see everything that you can expect for the different parades. So today is February the 12th, and this is what we've got going on. Mystic Stripers tonight at 6:30, Route A. Tomorrow night, Crew of Columbus, Route A, followed by Crew of Second Line, Route A. Then Saturday, of course, with the Floral Parade, the Knights of Mobile, Mobile Mystical Ladies, Order of Angels. I mean, a lot going on, right? Sunday is Joe Kane Day. Saturday night, Mystics of Time, as mentioned. Notice the parade, Route H. Then Sunday is Joe Kane Day. Monday is Mardi Gras, where we get the King Felix Parade and the Floral Parade. And then by Tuesday, which is Fat Tuesday, we start out with the Order of Athena at 10:30 on that morning, and then they kind of roll back to back with the Comic Cowboys, which of course are very famous. So is the Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association, and we finish it off with the Order of Myths. And just to let you know, coming up this Fat Tuesday, we're going to be live in downtown Mobile all day, Fat Tuesday. I'll be out there starting at 6. We're going to be at the Mobile Chamber. We would love to see you because it's so fun to visit with everybody while you are out there enjoying all of the fun. But we are going to be out there all day bringing you live coverage. And, if you can't get to the parades, not to worry, because we do have a way for you to watch them. Fox 10 has you covered because we're going to stream several Mobile parades on the free Fox 10 Gulfstream app. You can download it on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. And we're going to continue to do that all the way up through Fat Tuesday. So, lots of excitement to be had this weekend. Also excitement happening in Washington, D.C., as we do have Congressman Barry Moore and Shamari Figures introducing that resolution affirming Mobile's significance and celebrating the city's role in establishing the iconic tradition of Mardi Gras and federally recognizing Mobile as the birthplace of Mardi Gras. It has to be voted on and approved and all of that still, but we will definitely keep you posted on how all of that goes. But we look forward also, right, to seeing New Orleans' reaction to this when this is federally approved. It'll be interesting to see if we have some New Orleans Congress folks getting involved in this argument as well. It's a fun back and forth, but we know the truth, that we know that, the birthplace of Mardi Gras is right here where we are. Regardless, it is a fun event to be celebrated by all, and we hopefully will see y'all downtown Mobile on Tuesday for Fat Tuesday.